America feels like it's changing. Everything feels different than it did as a kid when I grew up, and there's some degree of truth to that. There's always something changing. But I think George Orwell put it best, that no one seizes power with the intention of relinquishing it. And we are noticing that with the age and the amount of times our politicians run for re-election. They have no desire to relinquish any power within them. They are enjoying power way too much. Things are changing. Kamala Harris yesterday said this. Fox News alert. He said this. What's up, Willie?
And that is not all. If he is reelected, the former president has openly said he intends to weaponize the Department of Justice against his enemies. And that is not all.
Weaponizing the DOJ. Where have we heard that before? Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are constant liars. They lie all the time. In fact, Kamala Harris, every time she talks, you're wondering if you're getting the real Kamala Harris or some fabricated version or the version she was told to be like a robot. Act like this in order to be seen as a human being. Okay. Every time Joe Biden and Kamala Harris talk, I don't listen. I listen very closely because they call you exactly what they do. He's going to weaponize the DOJ. Who has been weaponizing the DOJ? Who has been going after Christians praying, moms at school functions, a whole January 6th thing? Who is weaponizing the DOJ? They are. And now you've set the precedent. And see, this is what's always the worst. When you set a precedent, and now the standard is set, and now everyone has to feel like they match it, or else their candidate isn't strong enough. That's why packing the courts is never a good idea, because it never freaking stops. I feel like these people are just children. Shut our opponents up, lock the political opponents, tell them they can't use words, tell them what they believe to be true isn't true. I mean, inflation is like a big one. Oh, we just had a new report that Fox News alert. We just had a new report saying that wholesale inflation is up. And so another marker that inflation isn't going down. So they're lying. It's just like, so it wasn't transitory like Janet Yellen said, even though yesterday she came out and said, I do apologize for it being transitory. Yeah, because you're a liar. And it's not shrinkflation, because Mars Bars put out a public statement, and they should sue the Biden administration for lying about them. It's just, at what point do you push back? And it just feels like everything's changing, isn't it? Like movies are changing. I feel like flying in an airplane at this point is the most unsafe thing you could possibly do. Another airline this morning had to make an emergency air stop in LA because of something that happened. Like, it's just, what, can we go a day without airlines not crashing, an engine not burning, a tire not falling off? It just seems like one thing after another. What's up, Joshua? Science is different than when I used to. They used to encourage people having a hypothesis, people seeking out stuff. Now it's like if you have any kind of crazy idea that's different, you're seen as you're seen as insane or a conspiracy theorist, as opposed to be encouraged to seek out these things and find out if it's true or not. I thought that's what science was supposed to be about. How are we supposed to progress? How are we supposed to look at ourselves 20 or 30 years down the road and think, oh yeah, we did grow? Because there will be stuff in 30 years we did today that are stupid. And here's kind of another one. And I find this to be kind of a big deal. Fox News alert. West Point is removing duty, honor, and country from its mission statement. Why? Why would they remove this language? Why is language so important? Why is it when you're running into battle, putting your life on the line, do you think about things like this? I'm doing this to serve my country. I'm doing this so that you can make stupid podcasts at home, Derek. This is for my country. What did they replace it with, though? Did they replace it with something, a better war cry, something we could all get together, something that brings unity? No, they wokeified it. They made it weaker. They made it more open and inclusive. All these words that we are told that are good. But just like anything that the politician said, these are good things. I suggest you start thinking it's the opposite. They took it down and replaced it with Army values. Why? Why replace duty, Fox News alert, duty, honor, country from your mission statement with Army values? To educate and inspire the corps and cadets so that each graduate is commissioned leader of character committed to the values of duty, honor, and country, are prepared for a career professional excellence and service to the nation as an officer in the United States Army. That was the old one. This is the new one. To build, educate, train, and inspire the Corps of Cadets to be commissioned leaders of character committed to the Army values and ready for a lifetime of professional excellence and serve the Army and nation. Willie says, what about the oath to defend the Constitution? What Constitution? You mean Army value Constitution? The Army's Constitution? I think this is a whole thing we've been constantly talking about how it seems like politicians these days are just trying to disrupt and change everything from what it used to be. That you're no longer allowed to have pride in your country. You're no longer allowed to serve other people. In fact, don't talk to anyone else. Because if you talk to the other side, that means you're giving them a platform. If you were to talk to somebody like Tucker Carlson or Derek O'Shea, that white supremacist, that's a real issue. And we do not take kindly to people like you. I think this all kind of comes down to that whole thing of the quote at the beginning of this show. We know that no one will ever seize power with the intention of relinquishing it. I think this is all about power. Because duty, honor, and country gives you it's a very powerful statement. It feels like you're empowered to serve. I'm serving. Now you're a part of the Army values. What's up, Andre? And I find this depressing. We're all just homogenized. We're all weak. We all use weak language because we can't handle strong language anymore. We don't want to help each other out and be a part of this country. We want to keep separated. We want to have our safe spaces. We want to have our different graduations based on your own race. We're separated more than ever. They constantly lie to us about inflation. Again, a new inflation data just reported. Wholesale has gone up. So it's about everything is going up when they said it's going down. Airlines are going down. Migrant crisis. Haitian people are eating people. It's just so much, man. We need help, brothers. But we're in this together. We're in this together. And I hope that we get to a place of implosion and then we build back how we used to be. Where it was about, commitment, honoring each other, morality, being a good person, being a good citizen, laying your life down for the other. All these kind of things that make you feel good on the inside and what it should be. We will never become strong again until the United Nations organized is destroyed. God, yeah, I wish. United Nations, WEF, all these organizations that seem like they want to homogenize each other and not create what makes America so great. Pride, they want to get rid of that. Now, pride isn't a very bad thing, but when it comes to country, it's what keeps you going, because keeping a country going is not the easiest process in the whole world, as you're noticing right now. I mean, people are not even proud to call themselves American. It's almost like we're ashamed of it at some point. We used to go to other countries and be an absolute nuisance to other people. We used to, when the Americans were on vacation, people knew because we had a swagger about us. We had a vibe about us. We probably had a smell about us. Now we're cowering in fear of, I'm not American, I swear to God. Biden doesn't represent us. All right, guys, just some thoughts of the day. Just some things that I wrote down of how things are changing, and I appreciate you guys joining me this morning. Come hang out with us later tonight. We'll go live later tonight, weather permitting. Hopefully the weather doesn't stop us. Have a wonderful rest of your